Hi, folks. The release of the Mario Galaxy games in HD and 4K reopens in me the debate about what a good remaster is. Don't get me wrong, I'm super happy those games are available on modern platforms, but the art style of the Mario Galaxy games on a Wii plugged into a CRT looks like a cartoon with very rounded characters, rounded backgrounds, and a big depth of field effect revealing the level design one step after another. Here, everything is sharp. Every character and level has edges everywhere, and even objects and levels in the far distance have perfect focus. Doesn't feel like the art style of the Mario Galaxy games Nintendo's team created back then. It feels a bit cheaper now and way less coherent. Shouldn't games from the CRT era always get remakes made for flat screens and HD/4K instead of remasters, like Silent Hill 2, for example? John, what do you think about this?
Wow, that's a lot to unpack there. I mean, they're right that Mario Galaxy on a Wii looks great plugged into a CRT, but I also think the big problem back then when the Wii was relevant is that most people were switching to dog tier LCDs, and the Wii looked especially bad on them. It was really, 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 really bad. And so this is still going to be a big upgrade over that. But basically what he's saying is like, and this is true with anything going back, when you take an older game and you increase the rendering resolution, you reveal all the faults, basically, right? And to get around that, he's like suggesting more of a remake instead of a remaster, which I think that's a big budget question, right? The creation of Silent Hill 2 remake is a very different thing financially compared to what they did with Mario Galaxy. And I don't think they necessarily want to or need to do that, because I still think, even though it is pin sharp now, it's still an attractive game. It's a Wii game, but I think it still looks nice. But I mean, this is absolutely always been the case. Like, you go back to like PS2 games or whatever, like on a CRT, like the polygon density seems really high. Like, everything seems super detailed, but then you upscale that to like 8K on your PC, and it's like, oh, every single polygon becomes visible, and you see all the faults that you couldn't see before. And I think I've always been of the opinion that just arbitrarily boosting resolutions on older content is a bad idea, and it generally doesn't look good. And that the better approach is to make the edges smoother and clearer and less free of noise, rather than just like increasing the clarity of it, right? So it's just a matter of approaching things a little differently. And I think there's ways to do that could look really good in a game like this.
Do you think there's like a more intelligent way of handling these assets then?
Absolutely, yeah. I think so. At least having a screen mode option to like sort of like try to, I don't know, maybe a soft depth of field for distance stuff, and a bit sharper up close, or like their own sort of like older screen filter style. Like, there's some interesting possibilities here. I actually always like I like displaying games at their original native pixel resolution, but like downsampled from very high resolutions. It gives it a really cool looking quality. It's really, really nice, especially on like PS1 era games. It's really great.
What do you think about this, Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with John's sentiments there. I remember playing Mario Galaxy originally and greatly preferring the way it ran even in like 2007 on my CRT versus like my 40-inch Sony Bravia. But I've played a bit of the game on my Switch too, and I think it looks pretty good. I think the models can look a little chunky, but the updated texture art, I think, looks decent, and the lighting is mostly pretty reasonable, I think, at the high resolutions. I don't think the outcome that they have on Switch 2, at least, looks that bad. I think it still looks pleasing. I think probably some of the greater issues for older titles come in titles with more realistic visuals, because I always felt like Nintendo's art style from the Wii era actually scaled okay to higher resolutions. So I don't think it's that offensive looking, but I definitely think they could have done something additional on top of what they did do to make their game look really nice on Switch 2.